Welcome. The Illuminati holds you, a citizen of our shared planet, in the highest esteem. You may not realize it yet, but you have been led here by design, even though you arrived by your own free will. You were not shown a symbol in the sky, nor did you hear a magnified voice that caused the ground beneath you to tremble, demanding you read the words written in this testament. You followed your own life's journey to find your way here, never suspecting that the map you relied upon was drawn by us. The Illuminati is an elite collective of political leaders, business owners, and other influential members of this planet. Our organization unites leaders of the world in an unrestricted and private domain free of political, religious, and geographical boundaries to further the prosperity of the human species. To operate in humanity's best interest, our council's authority supersedes that of individual governments, making decisions that your queens, presidents, emperors, and other leaders may be unable to decree on their own, but are required to carry out. You will not find us praised in any history book nor document, though the Illuminati has helped shape every major movement on this planet since the first human government was established. The Illuminati's purpose is to secure the ongoing survival of the human species. Like all organisms, the human species naturally strives against extinction. Though your countries have borders and your languages have barriers, all people in all places are members of the same biological family. All humans are pieces of a collective that keeps humanity in existence. Though you are merely a speck on the back of a grain of sand when compared to the vast number of humans born and decomposed for millennia, you are as important to your species' survival as the greatest kings and queens. If every human of Earth was suddenly exterminated at once, sparing only 2 beggars, they would each be owners of half a planet, and the only hopes left for humanity's future. If only all humans understood their importance in the grand scale of survival. If only all humans could see that barriers between belief or geography or skin are of no importance to the perpetuation of their species. If only all humans saw themselves as tiny but uniquely important pieces of our universal design. But by nature, the human is affected by instinct, emotion, and imbalance. A human will turn on one of its own species for reasons that will never matter in 1,000 years, and likely not matter in even 100 or 10. While you have seen the light in the distance and chosen to follow it even if from mere curiosity, there are millions more whose backs are turned against its glow. Freedom is an idol of the human species. The Illuminati operates in defense of you and all humans, in all places, and of all generations. Our duty to this planet has spanned across centuries and survived even the most established government entities. But the cultivation of trillions of human lives is a daunting responsibility, and while the human would not exist today without our protection, many uniformed masses mistake our guidance for a restriction of liberty. Every human desires to be free of oppression, free of hardship, free of poverty, free of hunger, free of rules and laws, but as you understand, the nature of your species leaves true freedom impossible. Are you free to murder? Are you free to steal? Are others free to murder and steal from you? Or are there certain freedoms that must be given up for the benefit of all? For happiness, the human desires freedom; for prosperity, the human requires leadership. This is the reason behind our anonymity. To continue functioning throughout societal changes and racial differences, the Illuminati must remain behind the curtain, an outsider, belonging to none and loyal to all. You may never understand how your life can be free while guided by our organization. You may never fully comprehend our purpose and why you are safest and happiest with us. Simply open your mind and release your apprehensions, and you will find the relief of truth. We will never take your hand and pull you down the path like a slave to our whims. You must find and travel the road on your own. But your quality of life is our greatest concern and the reason we leave a map for you to follow if you desire. Our symbols permeate human society as subtle directions to the truth. Many of your brethren have noticed our symbology in artwork, architecture and visual media. Such displays of loyalty are highly appreciated. However, our symbols are not placed in your world for our own glorification, but instead serve as gentle instructions for those who look up from the rocks of earth and choose to follow the light. Perhaps it was one of these directions that brought you here, or maybe 100 of them scattered throughout your streets and buildings and glowing screens since your childhood. An invisible chain reaction of events in your life, paired with similar events in the lives of those around you, have all fallen in perfect place, like the toppling of countless lines of dominoes that meet in the center. While you pushed the dominoes, it was us who laid them in a line. Your life's journey has led you to this moment. Hope is in the distance. The age of war is coming to an end. Terrors that have plagued humanity for millennia will soon be obsolete and forgotten. Every year is a thread in a rich and glorious tapestry that is approaching its completion. Your ancestors lived through the darkness of night, but your descendants will live in the abundance of the new dawn. This book is your guide, the first testament of the coming Age of Illuminatiam. It is order amidst a world of chaos, a candle for all who travel the path as the night reaches its darkest point. It is a promise that even as you bear every hardship that slams against you like gusts of wind fighting to turn you around, each step forward brings you closer to the joy of abundance. We invite you to discover more about our organization and to understand your role in this planetary union. Answers to many of your questions are contained in these pages: our methods, our developing technologies, the sources of our wealth, the future of your world, and the root of our power. In creating this book, we hope to alleviate the concerns voiced by your people and provide insight into our plan for the human species. While our daily operations must remain confidential for your safety, we strive to create a better understanding between us and those we have been entrusted to protect. This book contains truths about your world. Before you read any further, you must understand with greatest severity that everything inside this book is either true or cannot be safely divulged at this time. Choosing whether or not to believe is your freedom. Some might ask, why would a global organization relinquish their hold upon their deepest secrets in such a public manner? Why risk turning a population against us when secrecy has served so well? Because our enemies will do nothing. The things you will read have been in effect for decades, but they were already being planned decades earlier than that. Anyone who reads this book as a means to subvert our authority will find their scheme to be futile. The components are so deeply established in your society, there is nothing anyone could do to change them even if they tried. Not even the world's most powerful leaders can alter planetary law. Approach this book with a mind that is open for revelation. To truly comprehend what you are about to read, you must empty yourself of all preconceived ideas, clear your subconscious of every notion you might have about the world around you, and prepare to accept new ideas you might never have considered to be true. However, most who read this book will not. Most will dismiss it. Few will finish it, and many of those who do will discard it immediately after. In fact, we are so certain of our influence over your mind and the media we have bombarded it with since before your conception that we haven't the slightest fear of you doing something about anything you read within its pages. There will always be a voice that tells you this is not real, no matter how quietly it may whisper. Our hold upon your subconscious will incline you to dismiss this as a hoax, Something you needn't worry about for more than humor. Something you needn't investigate further. Something you can simply do nothing about, and can abandon by the wayside of a path half journeyed. But even if you are skeptical, there will always be a part of you that will wonder if it is all true. There will always be a voice that whispers in your ear, press onward, the light is just ahead. Once your eyes are opened, you can never go back to the childlike safety of ignorance. Read on only if you accept this burden, but fear not for what is ahead, you are never alone. We are always watching out for